Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So in this video, I have Ash Leigh Botha, and I have her on today because she's got this amazing animal rescue and she needs some help. So she's been running this, and I'm gonna let her tell the story about what's going on with the animals here in Costa Rica.
Hey Sarah, thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this video. I just want to give a very quick synopsis of what it is that I do and how I got into a point where I need some extra help. Basically, in Costa Rica, there's a huge street dog and street cat problem, and I basically just sort of started rescuing the dogs that I saw around me, took them into my home, took them to the vet, etc., etc. At some stage, a friend of mine gave me his car, and we needed to fix it up. So I spent quite a bit of money on it. To recover the cost, I started renting the car out. And I realized I had a little bit of extra cash, so I started helping more and more dogs. Like, instead of one or two here and there, there were loads, and I was able to help them, send them to vet, etc., etc. So this whole thing spiraled totally out of control. I got to be quite well known for renting out cars. I got given more cars. These were not my cars. I got given more cars to rent out, and I took a commission. I took care of the cars. And the pandemic came, and nobody rented cars, obviously, because the borders were closed. Everybody sold their cars. I had one car that was mine, actually, that I held on to. And then when the pandemic ended, this was my main source of income. So this is basically how I funded the rescue. I got a couple donations here and there, but typically I was funding the rescue with the cars. And when the pandemic hit, obviously no one was renting cars. So the main way of funding the dogs and the food and everything like that. So I rented it out, and I was really, really lucky to have it rented long term. These guys returned it to me shortly, or I don't know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, with $6,000 worth of damage. So now I have a humongous hole in my pocket. So I'm sitting here and have no idea what to do. I'm struggling to find solutions. I'm struggling to get it fixed. So I started with raffles, and I got a whole bunch of really, really cool prizes donated. So obviously, so this is where I've gotten to the point where I'm going, well, hang on a second. I now need to find alternative ways to fund the rescue. I need to look for donations. I need to do raffles. I need to get my name out there. I need to get the prizes out there. Look for donate prizes as well. So basically, what I do is I rescue dogs, and I do put them up for adoption. But if they don't have anywhere to go, they stay here with me, or they stay in their foster homes. I have at the moment 21 dogs in my house and 23 cats. I do have 3 other additional foster homes. One of the foster homes has 3 dogs and 3 cats. Another one has 6 dogs, and then I have one that just has 2 dogs. So all in all, I have probably about 60 animals under my care. And the 2 ladies of the foster home do not work. They also rely on me for things like rice, beans, basic foodstuffs, pay their water and their electricity, things like that, because obviously they're taking care of the dogs. So it's become a project that has created a lot of additional pressure. So yeah, in addition to what I mainly do, and I'm not a rescue organization or anything. I'm just an individual person that goes out, and when I've got a little bit of extra cash, I rescue a dog and I give them homes. So basically they all sit here, and right now around me, I've got about 8 dogs just lazing around.
Oh, wow. Yep. That's a lot of animals. And that's such you have such a big heart to be doing that. And it sounds like, so your rescue also supports a Costa Rican family. So if they take in the dog, then you help them with their expenses and you support them in that way.
Yes, it's really, really, really difficult to find people that are going to take care of dogs. Hey, listen, I need you to take care of these dogs. And they go, oh no, they're going to sit on my furniture, or they're going to dirty my garden, or I don't really have space or time, or I'm working, or I live in an apartment. But what I have found is that people who are poorer, they might have a bit of space, but they don't necessarily have the resources. So I'll do a little bit extra for them. I have one particular case where this lady where she's taking care of a bunch of dogs for me, where I got together a bunch of donations to enclose her yard. So now she has a properly enclosed yard. And she built like a chicken run so that she can keep her dogs and her chickens separate instead of having the dogs tied up. So it's little things like that. So I help you, you help me, and the dogs are off the street. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, definitely. Got my dog right here. She's looking at me. She's like, take me somewhere. So for adoption, so how do you usually get the dogs adopted out? Or even if someone's watching this who's in Costa Rica, has kind of been looking for a dog to adopt, that could be also another helpful solution. So how would it be best for them to get in contact with you for adoption?
Yeah, I've got a website where I put all the dogs up there. It could do with some updating with additional pictures and stuff like that. But I try to put as much information as I can about the dogs, the conditions that I find them in, etc. And yeah, absolutely. I try to pair the family with the dog as much as I can. Because for me, a successful adoption means I don't have to worry about the dog. The worst thing for me is having a dog returned. Because when I have the dog returned, everything changes again and additional pressure. So let's say I've got at the moment 21 dogs. If I get 2 dogs adopted out, that means that I get really hopeful. I'm like, super, I can go and help another dog right now. And then I do. And then the dogs come back and then I've just got more dogs. So for me, a successful adoption is the best. If someone says, hey, this isn't working because the dog bit my kid. Hey, this isn't working because the dog ran away and attacked my name's Cat. So I really do my best to make sure that, they're perfectly paired.
Yeah, that's a good match. They're sleeping until I come out here to be on my computer, and then they're both like, yeah. Say hello.
Hello. Come, sweetie. So I have company also.
Oh, good.
So, come, sweetie. This is Canela. Okay, so the deal with the adoptions is that it's kind of tricky, right? Because while I always try to find a good match for the dog, I'm running the show, So I'm rescuing dogs, I'm dropping off food, I'm dealing with fosters, people are asking me for this and for that, and I'm making payments. I still have a job that I kind of have to keep everything together and then look for adopters, go check out their houses. I don't necessarily go and look at the houses beforehand, but I do insist on dropping the dogs off myself so that I meet the family, so that I get to make sure that everything's okay. We do a little bit of an online introduction and stuff, but it's all about making sure that there's a good match. So adoptions for me have been very tough because they're very labor intensive. But every single time, it's always worth it. It's often a long drive and a lot of effort, and it's always worth it.
That's so sweet. And then, so I know that you've had volunteers in the past. So, so I know that you're in Atenas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't know if there's someone watching this and they're either in Atenas or moving to Atenas and they just wanted to volunteer their time to assist. I guess, how could that be helpful to you? Because it sounds like a lot of this is on you, and it sounds like you have other things that you do too.
It's super helpful. There was a time when I didn't have any volunteers at all. And it was just me and my kid, and the 2 of us were just kind of like pulling things together and doing whatever, just the bare basics and whatever was necessary, right? At the moment, we've got a lot of help, which is fantastic. So we've got people doing things like helping us to keep the floor clean, the dogs entertained. And that gives me a little bit of a break, because it's been months since I've actually been able to sit and say, I don't have to do this right now. Anybody that wants to come and volunteer for the day is more than welcome. They help us by taking the dogs out for a walk. It's one of the things that is necessary because when the dogs are walked, they don't bother, and it gives us a chance to sort of, like, it gives me a chance to work. It gives them a chance to sort of fix broken dog beds, and people can come and help us with that kind of thing as well. I've got an enormous amount of clutter. I know it sounds absolutely terrible, but all these things I need. There are towels that I need. It's dog bedding that I need, dogs' beds, chairs, pieces of wood that we're using to patch up things. And there's an enormous amount of things just lying around. And anybody that can help to build us cupboard space so that we can pack things away. It really, really just makes life a little bit easier. dog beds are always being ripped up. Always need someone to help sew them, fix them, patch them up. Walking dogs, helping to patch up the fence. We've got a security breach, and the dogs are getting out, much to my neighbors' displeasure. So there's loads of things, little extra things that I always need help with. And whoever says, hey, I have some time, I'd like to help out. Fostering dogs is a big thing. It kind of, even if it's not for a long term, it just gives me a bit of a break of, okay, phew, that dog is out of my hair for a couple of weeks. We can rotate fostering or even helping me to go and drop off dogs, check out the houses. There's loads of things that can always be done. Helping in the garden, that's a big one.
Absolutely. And then, so for those maybe who are moving or maybe they're not as familiar with Costa Rica, what are some of the differences here with dog rescue as opposed to other countries?
Costa Rica doesn't have a structured dog rescue system. They don't donate to rescues. They don't donate to organizations. The government doesn't help. There are no such things as a rescue or a shelter. As far as I know, there's only one shelter that I really know of that is a shelter as would be found in the US, for example. The rest of them are just rescuers that go off and they see an animal and they try and help, but they're just passionate people, basically. They go and they help the animal. They independently put it up in Facebook groups for adoption, or they knock on doors, or they ask family to help to find a home for the dog. They do raffles to look for donations. But here there's, it's not the same as in the US. And I noticed that a lot of people that come from the US, they will say, hey, I found this dog on the street. Does anybody know of a local rescue? There's no such thing as the local rescue. And if you do find a local rescue, as in I would be considered a rescue, I already have, and I'm a one-man show, I already have around 60 animals in my care. So for me to take on an animal like that, when I have no resources, where I have lack of funds, where it's really, really tough. When somebody does that, I often try to assess their situation, how much they can help. So it's happened on a couple of occasions where someone will say, hey, look, I found this dog. Will you take it in? Sorry, I did something there. I can't take a dog in, but if you can take it in, or if you can take it to the vet, I will do X, Y, or Z to be able to help find a home. Oh, sorry. I will do X, Y, or Z to find either a foster home or another home, or maybe I can get a discount at the vet, or something like that. Or I can advertise, or I can look for help, or I can source this or that. So I will use my contacts as opposed to taking a dog in. So it's very, very, very different, and it has happened a lot, and people are very open to say, sure, I can help. Yeah, sure, I can keep the dog for, I can keep it until it gets adopted, or I can keep it for 2 weeks until it gets adopted. So people are generally kind of helpful as far as that goes, and only once you explain to them the situation do they really understand that it's a community thing.
And then you would have a raffle. So is that raffle still going? I could also put the link for that.
No. I have raffles every single week because I realize that I can't just have one raffle and think that that's going to be okay. This costs me just in maintenance, because I've got a whole bunch of dogs that need to be fed, that don't have homes yet, right? They need to be fed. They need next guard. They need to be in good condition. So this place costs me, just running this costs thousands of dollars. A raffle will probably give me about $180. So I need to keep running constant raffles every week, a couple of them depending on what they are. And this week I've got 2 really cool raffles. One is a GoPro Hero Plus. It's not the latest model, but it's brand new in the box. And the other is a waterproof doggy bed. It's really, really, really cool. I would say it's for like a medium, maybe even a large dog. A large dog would probably fit on it. But I would say it's for a medium dog. So, and there's 100, there's only 100 tickets, which is kind of cool. So you've got a 1 in 100 as opposed to a 1 in who knows how many chance of getting it. And the tickets are like 1,000 colones, which is what, a little less than $2. And so it's not too bad. And then I've just been donated a 3-night stay in Montezuma in a really, really, really nice spot. Very, very nice. I'm going to put those details up next. So last time, the last raffle was also a 1-night stay in Arenal Eco Lodge.
Yes,
with a night.
I want to go back there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious me. It was so popular. I realized that this is the kind of stuff that people want. Little bits and little things. There was also we also did a replica of like a little stuffed toy replica of your dog.
Aww.
So that was quite successful. Yeah. So lots of little things, and people have been really great about donating bits and pieces, and just trying to see how things are going. So I'm trying to be as innovative as possible, and it's causing me to market myself, which is something I haven't done, because it's just been so easy to market myself with a product. Hey, I've got a car rental, and at a good rate, and it works.
Yes, absolutely. So then is the raffle stuff, is that all best to be found on Facebook on the Wet Nose Project page?
Yes. I put it all on Facebook. Okay, so it's Facebook, and the page URL is at Wet Nose Project. At Wet Nose Project, yes, one word. Super. And on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Instagram is wet.nose.project.
I think we have a lot of information here, and if anyone, I mean, we have a lot of animal lovers. I know a lot of our clients bring their dogs and cats to Costa Rica, and I have rescue dogs, and kind of, if you don't come here with a dog, yet you'll end up with an animal at some point. So
at least one.
Right. So I guess the best ways to support you right now would be to donate via PayPal or Cash App, and that will be in the link in the description below. So you also said that people could do a subscription. So how would someone do that with you if they want to donate a certain amount per month, whether it's like $20 or a monthly subscription?
Oh, the easiest way to do that, I think, would be with PayPal, because PayPal has that little option. So you can go to my website, the wetnoserescue.com/donate. And there, right at the bottom, it says donate via PayPal. And when you click that link, it takes you to a PayPal page. And then you can either have a once-off donation or a recurring donation. So that's where you would click a recurring donation, and you'd be able to send a recurring amount of money. What I'm trying to get together is perhaps somebody that would like to be part of my team, that would be really interested in creating like a newsletter to send to anybody that's subscribing. So anybody that's subscribing, they would get like an update of what's going on, what we've been doing here, the new volunteers that have arrived, maybe some dogs that arrived, or some dogs that need special care, or maybe an update like, for example, we had Jessie. Jessie arrived. Oh, she is such a funny little dog. She is a pit bull mixed with a sausage dog. Very funny mix. But she arrived and she was skin and bone. She had no hair. She was really, really, really looking bad. But her progress was incredible because she progressed so quickly. So the idea is for the newsletter to have progress report on dogs that are really doing well, where you can see their progress, new dogs, any new help, or any new fundraisers, or the raffles and things like that. So I'd really like to get somebody on my team. And when somebody subscribes, then we can send them like a weekly or a monthly newsletter, depending on how many changes there are, right?
And how their donations.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Excellent. So yeah, if anyone wants to donate, all the information is going to be down in the description below. There's going to be how to donate, how to learn more about it, the website, the Facebook page, also how to get in contact with Ash Leigh. If you want to support in another way, whether that's volunteering, fostering, adopting, any way that you guys may be able to offer your support, that would be excellent for the animals. And thank you, Ashley, for taking this on. I guess it sounds like it wasn't entirely on purpose, but you're making a difference. You're making a difference in the lives of animals here in Costa Rica, as well as other people.
Yeah. Well, it became a passion. And it's really something that when I look back, I go, hey, this is kind of cool.
It is.